According to Plato, there is a particular type of connection between genetics and rational theology. In particular, Plato anticipated the idea of genetics in relation with his idea of soul. How? In particular, because Plato developed a specific type of idea in relation with a specific type of God, or as demiurge. The God of Plato is it is the demiurge, and this type of God it is eternal and immortal. But in particular, the demiurge develops the time and also assembles things. On the other hand, the demiurge is really important because, differently by the gods and the goddesses of the ancient Greek society, that gods and goddesses who was supported from the ancient Greeks city-states, and for example in Homer, in Iliad and in the Odyssey, the two poems of Homer, and also in the tradition of Hesiod that developed his idea of mythology in relation with as a consequence of Homer, we have to understand that in Plato there is specifically the idea that the demiurge is only one and the main god and the only God, the only true God, is the demiurge. That is also eternal, differently by the gods and the goddesses of Olympus that are only mortal and are in relation with the movement, are in relation with time. In fact, the gods and the goddesses of Homer are in relation with time. Instead, the god of Plato creates time and is outside the time as the eternal thing that is in all time and is it also outside the time. Therefore, this type of God is eternal, not only mortal. Things that happen are not a cause of him, but he is external of the things that happen in relation with causes and effects. Therefore, why we have to consider the argument of genetic in relation with rational theology in relation with demiurge? Simply because the demiurge creates a specific type or assembles a specific type of intelligent, the nous, this type of main intelligent, that in this type of assemble develops a specific type of connection with elements. This is really interesting because the main thing that it was developed by this type of it's type that develops this type of intelligent is the demiurge, but the nous, according to Plato, is into the psyche, or at the same time the nous, or better, the idea of intelligent is into the idea of psyche, and the psyche is the soul. Therefore, according to Plato, when we live, we have a soul. But at the same time, the soul as a metaphysical thing, or better, as an intelligent thing that is derived from the nous, from the main intelligent that it was assembled by the demiurge, it is a metaphysical thing. Therefore, it is not a physical thing. In fact, the soul is a part of the main intelligent that it was divided in different parts that develops different type of souls, and the souls arrived in the end to be in the physical way, therefore to be in the social world where we live. How? Because souls, according to Plato, entered into bodies and they develop a specific type of connection with the bodies. Therefore, according to Plato, there is the theory of incarnation of the soul. On the other hand, according to Plato, where we live in this world with a specific type of connection between our soul that derived from the idea of intelligent, the idea of nous, and we live also with the body that specifically has this type of soul, therefore has its type of intelligent, and all our intelligence derived in different type of sense to the from the demiurge who created the soul or assembled the souls, and at the same time the soul is present into our bodies. At the same time, there are, according to Plato, some things, some creatures much more rational than others, for example, the humans, and creatures much less rational than others as animals. But at the same time, in this sense, we, as the creatures of the main assembles, in fact, as the creature that we have a specific type of souls, we have all specific type of souls, and at the same time it will be a specific type of reincarnation after our death in relation with our choices that we will do in our life. But it is another argument because this is an ethical argument. To maintain the argument of genetic, we have to understand that the main intelligent, if we have to consider that our soul has a specific type of that part of a main intelligent divisely that is divided from different part when it is into the souls, and the souls arrived into a body differently by the others. There is a specific type of idea of genetic according to Plato because that metaphysical part of soul arrived into a body when it connects itself into a body derived from the metaphysical way into the physical way. Therefore, when we live, as in this sense also much more rational things, for example, much more than animals. In any case, we brings a specific type of attitudes in relation with our souls. In any case, we brings with us a specific type of attitudes of idea of intelligent that derive from the idea of the nose. That is the main intelligent. And that part of intelligent, it was connected with our psyche or soul. Therefore, if we are soul, because in any case we are a part of connection between body and soul. In any case, we are a part of a soul, because in our incarnation, in any case, it is true that we are a part of body, the material thing, the physical thing, but we are also a specific type of soul in relation with the connection of body. Therefore, we have a specific type of intelligence in relation with a specific type of attitude, because attitude it is in connection with our intelligence, and it is really interesting because this type of attitude that is in connection with a specific type of intelligence derive from the main nous or the main idea of intelligence, and it is the main argument that Plato derived from the idea of assemble of demiurge. According to Plato, therefore, the main idea of metaphysical way, or better, the main idea of metaphysics, it is important to connect this type of connection with the idea of the physical fact in relation with our individual, our potential characters, and our potential attitudes. In fact, if we are a part of intelligent and we have a specific type of soul and we live in a world, we live also with the others, for example, and therefore our as individuals, or me as individual, according to Plato, with a specific type of genetic in relation with my attitudes, in relation with the part of intelligence that my soul has, lives in a situation that in any case is composed from the idea of the others in relation with when the individual live into the city state, for example. Therefore, a city state is a situation where live a different type of individuals that have different type of souls in relation with the main intelligent differently, that it was different into our souls. In fact, the souls of the humans are different in relation with their attitudes, because much more because some characters, some elements of these souls are differently between the others. For example, a man could have much more a specific type of golden soul in relation with the others, or a man could have, according to Plato, a specific type of silver soul in relation with others. In any case, the attitudes that Plato developed in each souls are different, because the soul is the same as characters. In fact, according to Plato, there is one type of soul in relation with his characters. Therefore, there is the golden soul, the silver soul, and the bronze soul in relation with. The golden soul is the soul of the idea of government. The idea of silver soul is the soul of the idea of the defense of a city. Therefore, that people that has an important type of bravery. And in the end, the soul of bronze, the bronze soul is the soul of entrepreneur. Therefore, that people who develops in particular the idea of commerce, the idea of market, the idea of activities, the idea of exchanges, the idea of production. This is really interesting because, therefore, in any case, everyone has a specific type of soul, but with different attitudes that derived from the fact that each of his attitudes, each of these three attitudes, is different between individuals. An individual could have much more an attitude than another. If I take the individual A and the individual B, the individual A could have much more the golden soul than the individual B, but the individual B could have much more the bronze soul than the individual A. In any case, there isn't a specific type of prejudice in this sense because each individual, according to Plato, um, uh, it has to stay in a society, in a community, to maintain a division of labor in relation with his attitudes. But these attitudes derive from the main idea of nous as main idea of intelligent, and therefore this is the idea of genetic. Because according to Plato, it is true that the idea of genetic derives from metaphysics as nous that develops specific type of attitudes as souls into bodies. And each element it was connected by the nose, but in our life as social life, we can understand that we have a specific type of soul which limits attitudes in relation with our soul and limits skills in relation with our soul. We can learn something much more than others, and we cannot learn something in relation with others because there are attitudes. This is really important. It is the main point that Plato develops. But according to this, if individuals have a soul that derive from intelligence, in any case, the individuals are socials. Therefore, they are in connection between them, and they can comprehend something from the others. Therefore, a society, or better, a community, according to Plato, the ancient Greek city-state, into a city-state, people can develop attitudes or skills or works between them. And this is really important because, therefore, if attitudes are limited in relation with the individuals, therefore, I repeat, an individual can have much more attitudes, a specific type of that attitudes than another in relation with his soul. In any case, if an individual stays into a city state and according to Plato, and we see this as social fact, each individual lives often with the others into a families and into a society, or better, into a different type of modality of division of labor, we understand that we can understand how to do something with the others because also the others can help us to understand how to do something, or the division of labor that is derived also from different type of attitudes and different type of skills that individual develops also with their attitudes. These type of informations develop the society, and I can understand something with the other because the other tell me the information, or according to this type of information I can bring some information with others, or I can learn something with that man and that woman that it is important for me, and with this type of instruction I can learn something that I can connect or I can explain with the others. And this is the idea of genetic in relation with attitudes, in relation with inclination, in relation with works and skills that Plato developed. Therefore, the idea of the connection that we have to consider according to Plato is demiurge, who assembles the nous. The nous is the main intelligence of things that is divided in different type of psyche or souls. The souls incarnated in the social life or in the physical way are incarnated in the bodies, and we live as a soul and a body with different type of attitudes in relation with the same attitudes, but some individuals have these attitudes much more than others, or vice versa. And at the same time, the division of labor is in this sense in relation with this because we live also in a social fact as social individuals. This is how Plato argument the idea of society. And this is why there is no contradiction, according to Plato, between the metaphysics and social life. Because social life is derived from metaphysics, is derived from demiurge, but the social life in the end has specific type of rules that it not depends by the demiurge in relation with the idea of economics, for example, or politics. It is true that individuals have attitudes, individuals have skills, but then the sciences that derive from these skills are other type of consequences between the idea of their attitudes, because each individual could develop how he think that he would like to develop his attitudes. Then we have to debate, for example, about economics, about the choices, etc. But in any case, this is not in contradiction with the idea that the potential inclinations of individuals and the fact that individuals live often in the society is true, and in any case is in connection with their attitudes and their potential choices that in any case are in relation with the idea of society and the idea of learning that in any case, according to Plato, has an important basement according fundamentally with the genetic point of view with the idea of nous that produce that is the specific type of that is divided from different type of parts in relation with in the end the souls. Bye.